Hello again, everyone. We are Gaming by Gaslight, and welcome back to another episode of Lord of the Rims. We've got a bit of a different format for the start of this new recording session. For whatever reason, I ended up with no audio after recording a couple of videos, and yeah, I blame random Windows updates for that, since that seems to be the common denominator whenever this sort of thing happens. But anyway, yeah, brand new session. This is the first new recording session since I started the series, so this is going to be our first chance to kind of hopefully implement some viewer suggestions into how we do things. And first of all, big thank you to everyone who helps or has helped justify the idea that a necromancer does not have to be a bad guy. That's, that kind of was what the entire concept of this series relied upon, so that was helpful. Moving on, though, the big thing, I think that the next episode or two or three is going to focus on is perhaps one of the most common suggestions that I noticed was that we try to recruit some more human people, and by human I mean just not dead people. You know, could be just we recruit some more traditionally evil aligned classes, or possibly form a council of wizards or something to that general effect. And that, honestly, either way sounds pretty cool, so we shall endeavor to do that. We've got a couple of quests to do, at least one of which, I mean, the Unknown Travelers, that might give us some guests. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. And Cash of Fortune, not so much. I believe we've got a monster quest coming up that should give us access to a new person. So that should hopefully work out pretty well. And other than that, we're of course going to continue our general goal of building up the citadel of the Necromancer, and hopefully making it a real swell place if you ignore the stench of dead bodies in that one storeroom. We really should do something about that. I mean, we do have our mausoleum, so we can start chucking bodies over there. And also, hopefully, working on building a tunnel to connect them so that in the event of a siege, we can, you know, hide in our mountain. Anyway, here's our new friends. Unfortunately, they're kind of glitched out. I think it's because of disabling modern or non-medieval stuff in the Lord of the Rims mod. That might be it. We'll play around with that, see what happens. Fast forwarding into the future. Yeah, we're just... The big thing, of course, until spring comes around again, we can't really build those carpet, though of more immediate concern is the fact that I just wanted a chocobo. Was it really so much to ask? But then these meadow aways, they just had to go manhunter on me. They could have just refused my polite offer to join me, but alas, 'twas not to be. So, they'll have to die. It's a shame. Though I guess having zombie chocobos, there is something to be said for that. And assuming my necromancer power, or our necromancer, Dunsig's necromancer power, is great enough, he could, I guess, revive them so that they don't decay. I'm not sure if that's actually a thing or not, but I have noticed that some of the more... Actually, I'm kind of looking at... Well, no, it's only Mar. Mar seems to be the only one who's not... Oh, no. And the guy next to him. He doesn't appear to be decaying so much, which I guess is a good thing. Maybe. You know, I guess... On the plus side, we'll get lots of pretty colored feathers to decorate our clothes, I guess. And meat. Meat's always handy. Especially since we do have several living mouths to feed for the short term. Though if I recall, that quest said it was going to send 6 people, didn't it? It only sent 3, so I assume, again, kind of some glitchiness. It occurs to me as well that seeing as we've already limited all the factions that can appear to medieval tech, it probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to just turn off the limiter, like the tech limiter thing. Since there's a few things that aren't technically classified as medieval technology that I think could still be justified as maybe being medievalish, like the advanced terraforming to make deeper rivers, for instance, which I think would be really handy for our defenses. Or just for building a moat. That's what I meant to say. A moat. That would be very handy as well. Anyway, beyond that, of course, the other big thing, I want to get to magical equipment and enchanting, scribing. I'm not entirely sure how we unlock, and also these mana batteries that could be very useful in a pinch. But I'm not sure how we get more spells, if I have to, strictly speaking, buy them, or if that's something that I can like research at the scribing table. You know, you make that and then you're like researching spells and then you get spell books to learn additional things. Truly, I have more work to do with understanding all the subtle details of a RimWorld of Magic. But you know what? We've got lots of time and we're gonna discover them together, I think. So that is something to work on. Yeah, mix ink with powdered magicite. I mean, that could be, what is that? What's the term? Making cantrips or something? Something I can spell without having to actually expend magical power? Or something. Not sure if that's really how it works, but man can hope. And alright, so let's send our guys off on that beast hunting contract. And I believe that's the one that once we complete is going to give us a new friend. And also, that beetle, the pack, for whatever reason, that little bit on it looked like a bow to me for a moment, and I was thinking to myself, why did they put a big bow on the beetle? I guess beetles like to look pretty too. Anyway. Okay. So, we'll just leave the undead here to their own devices. I'm sure they'll be fine. Perfectly fine. Hopefully. Maybe. Could be a thing. Though I was reading, apparently took 100 million years for our guests to leave when they were done. And what is this? A raid with Dunsig's brother's stench? That is a really unfortunate name. I mean, I hope that's just a nickname, not his actual name. Because that's pretty unfortunate. We've also got a couple of magic users here. Would be pretty handy to get a hold of them. Perhaps. I mean, assuming we can not kill them when we fight them. Though, it is kind of scary that we've only got three people hold up against them. I'm pretty sure our zombies can handle it, especially because we have been working on building additional armor for them, and have we been working on weapons? We might have been. In any case, we're fairly well armed and equipped, and these guys, they don't look that bad. I mean, one of them is naked except for his cloak and hat, and by hat I mean toque. They've all got toques on. But yeah. Ah, here we are, Stench. I mean, he's okay. He is a psychopath, though. But then again, I guess that means he probably won't mind the dead. Assuming we can take him alive, it's entirely possible he's going to die. Which would be very unfortunate, especially if he died before Dunsig came back. Since, you know, this is like the perfect narrative drama moment. Two brothers, separated by ideology. Will they reconcile their differences, or is it too late? I guess we'll find out in the future. For now, however, got a weird-looking slug over here, a Helixian, and a bunch of goat things. But yeah, we're fighting the Fogglers, and I believe the intention was I wanted to bring their corpses back so that we could make some, well, either to raise them or to make trophies out of. I'm personally thinking trophies, but, you know, one can hope for other things. I think this is the only one. Huh. I thought there was a second in here somewhere, but honestly, oh, yep, there it goes. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. Gotta love that Fog of Torment. Though, the big thing I'm noticing about our poor Necromancer here is he relies a lot on his undead. And that's cool and all, but I do know, not really so much from personal experience, but from just kind of reading the wiki for this mod, or specifically RimWorld of Magic, that some of the spells that that other classes have access to are potentially more outright dangerous. I think zombies, especially being able to raise a horde of them, that's pretty powerful. Also, all those infections are going to get really annoying. But that's a special ability of the Fogler. But anyway, yeah, like... our zombies can still be easily destroyed by enemy magic. And also of importance is if Dunsig goes down, I guess this is why it's probably a good idea to have some non-dead companions, since otherwise, yeah. If we go down, it's game over, man. And that is not cool. Unless I can learn some healing spells. But I don't know how possible that is, since a RimWorld of Magic does enforce a pretty strict class hierarchy, and there's no multi-classing as far as I know. Ah, and here's our new friend, Gain. Good guy. Which also means we have one additional person to defend in the coming fight, and since he's a living person, he has some shooting skill, and meanwhile, the naked guy, as predicted, I mean, if you're gonna go out naked in the winter, you're probably gonna get frostbite and lose various extremities, like your toe. Does even the odds in our favor, though. I have to say, that works out just fine and dandy for me. If we're lucky, maybe some of the others will end up taking themselves out as well. I wouldn't count on it, but one can always hope. Poor James. You foolish fool. You were magically gifted, which I think means that I could, with the help of a spellbook, turn him into just about any other magic class. So, it's a bit of a shame. But alas, there it is, and... the Chaos Mage is doing something. He's casting spells. As far as I can... yeah, he's casting spells. What is he doing? Oh, and he set himself on fire, I think? Or he set off some kind of explosion. He's just shooting wild magic. Is that going to trigger this raid early before Dunsig can get back? My guess is probably, to be honest with you. It's probably going to happen. It also occurs to me we're going to get some food out of this, so that's handy. There's... I really have high hopes for old Ollie Stench over there. Okay, here we go. Honestly, as long as we can hold the door, just hold the door, we should be fine. I mean, that's the best way. You get a nice, narrow choke point, and you control the enemy. And since most of our enemies don't seem to be using ranged weapons, it means that as long as we have at least one bow, that gives us a chance to sort of soften them up before the fight gets in. And poor Mar over here. He was missing his leg, wasn't he? We really gotta do something about that. Poor fella. He's just hopping along. Or crawling along. I don't know, I kind of find it more funny to think that he's literally hopping on one leg. Just everywhere he goes. But then again, you'd almost figure that would be faster than walking, just due to nature of the springy nature of hopping. What do I know, though? I'm not a... I mean, I've never tried hopping everywhere. Not since I was a child, anyway. But, yeah. Okay. That's the Chaos Mage right there, isn't it? Or maybe not. I'll be honest, I can't quite tell, because I'm re-recording the audio for all this, in a kind of zoomed out fashion in my video editor, and ouch. That was not... That was not... or maybe it was. In any case, they hit us with a fireball, and that kind of hurts. Though, Gain is... he's holding in there. You got to appreciate that. Hopefully, I haven't just got him mangled for life with that fireball. But he can kind of hide back there, and he can take pot shots at them and make sure that they pay. They'll all pay. Hopefully, though. It also occurs to me, is that stench on the front line? Oh boy. Alright, we do have ourselves a new corpse, though. I mean, might as well drag it away, seeing as only 2 people can fight in that doorway at any given time. Though, that is potentially leaving a wide opening in the event that either Mar or, yeah, or our friend goes down. But so far, so good. Oh no! Oh no, Mar went down. We're short a man. That's not good. Now look at them. They're running. Those cowards. We're gonna take out that Chaos Mage, get revenge for that fireball to the face. I feel, at this point, it's probably worth pointing out that we are extremely lucky he didn't fire another fireball while we were all gathered in that doorway. Because that would have ended extremely poorly for us. What can I say, though? I'm just naturally lucky. At least when it counts. Usually. Mostly. Don't gamble, though. Whenever real monetary stakes are involved, my luck seems to disappear. So, don't want anything to do with that. Oh geez, and game's got 6 hours to live if we don't take care of him. And meanwhile, Wanda's been taken prisoner. Hopefully, you know, I do kind of wonder sometimes the justification of this. I've had a comment before from someone who must have never seen a RimWorld video before, who was horrified that I was brainwashing prisoners. I mean, I like to think of it as deprogramming them, in fact. Or is that still bad? We're getting them out of a cult, basically. I mean, they attacked us. You know, we're educating them on the fact that we're not so bad. We're not bad guys. We're just ordinary people, just like them, just trying to make our way in the world. And, you know, maybe convince them to join our cause, help us defend against all the tyrants of the world, or something. I guess it all depends on your point of view. We're either brainwashing people into serving us, but then again, you know what? Thought just occurs to me. How dare people tell me that I'm a bad person for brainwashing prisoners into joining me in RimWorld? I mean, no one questions Big Boss, you know, kidnapping soldiers off the field and brainwashing them. I mean, you'd figure people would, but no, he's a legendary hero. But me, when I do it, I'm the bad guy. Anyway. Yeah, so we've got another raid. I think that's from the Empire. And it looks like they're gonna get in before Dunsig gets back, which kind of scares me, especially since we're down a body. You know, keeping another Necromancer around here would probably be helpful, because then we could raise some extra help whenever the situation should arise. But yeah, I think our best bet with this is to hunker down, hide, pray to God that our poor compost bins and stone benches don't get destroyed. It's winter, so I don't care too much if they set our fields on fire. You know, the fire will be a cleansing refreshment of the soil. That is how that works, isn't it? Maybe. A cleansing fire is both natural and necessary from time to time. Though I would hate to see all these beautiful trees get destroyed. That would be a real shame. Also got a couple of people bleeding out over there. But there's not much we can do about that. And by not much we can do about it, I mean there's not much I'm going to do about it. They knew what they were getting into, and what's this guy doing? Is he seriously going to break the wall? I mean, I'll be honest with you, he's probably the smartest of all of them. He's just, you know what? If I just go out of my way and punch this wall, I'll be out of the line of fire entirely. So he's facing no real risk to himself. Except for earning my frustration and irritation. Though I'll never remember who this guy is, so if he gets away and then comes back in a future raid, you know, oh my god, he's setting our Gentinians on fire. That monster. My poor front garden. What did it ever do to deserve this? But The other smart thing we can possibly do here is if we lure one or two into that entry room at a time, then we can double or triple team them with our guys. Yeah. Because, yeah, look at that. You fool. You fell right into my trap. You see, that's how we're gonna come out on top in this. These, you know, these bigots here, these undead intolerant, they, yeah. They will learn of our peaceful ways once they themselves are also corpses. Risen to serve as mindless shells to the Necromancer King. Well, we're not a king yet, and I probably shouldn't get too full of myself, as that's the path to the dark side after all. You know, pride, prejudice, anger, wherever we're going with this. Okay, this guy setting my flowers on fire again. But again, it's winter. They're all gonna die off anyway, and we'll have to replant in the spring. So we should be okay. Oh god, Tala, please get inside. Oh, we just did it. Okay, so it looks like one or two are gonna get it. Oh, no, okay. Scared Confucius was getting into the line of fire, and that would have been really, really unfortunate for me. Luckily for us, though, this whole plan is kind of working out so far. My poor compost bins. What did they ever do to deserve that? And then this jerk, still smashing my walls. I'll be honest, I hate that about the AI. They'll go out of their way. You know, they're called unusually clever, but, you know, they're going out of their way to smash my stuff. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Though, I suppose, better to have them breaking my walls, which can be replaced, than breaking my colonists, who can also be replaced, actually, come to think of it, seeing as the vast bulk of our labor pool is, you know, reanimated corpses. Oh, dear, dear, dear. I really hope I'm not getting game killed. That's what I meant to say. Oh, geez. Someone's got an eye bitten out. That's unfortunate. But then again, they're dead, so that's a thing. And I have noticed that when we revive the dead, they do get at least sort of regenerated. Which actually means for Mar, him getting felled might have been the best thing for him, since now he has the opportunity to, yeah, get that leg regenerated. Also, we've lost another person. That's unfortunate. Oh dear, we've lost everybody now. Just this jerk. I'm pretty convinced we should be able to... I mean, I don't really know what he's doing at this point. He's just kind of wandering around, fleeing in panic, but he doesn't really know what direction to flee in. So, yeah. Good for him, I guess. We'll just kind of try and put out these fires and make the village safe and happy and healthy again. All good stuff. Anyway, looks like we're all back home safe and sound. Got that Fogler to turn into a trophy. Should have brought the other one back with us, but I couldn't be bothered to wait for it to die or to finish it off, I guess. Because, you know, then we could have had two Fogler trophies, and we could have one in one corner and one in the other. I do enjoy symmetry with my art, just like with a lot of other things. Gotta love that symmetry. But in any case, we gotta build an art bench, put that together, make the Fogler trophy. Come to think of it, we can also work on building additional art to fill up our rooms. Like, those two side rooms, we could put some grand sculptures in the middle, because those are like 2x2 spaces, and that should ultimately... I don't know. As long as the statues were the same... Well, actually, make a marble one for the slate room and a slate one for the marble room, and then bam, there you go. And hopefully, you know, they're both the same quality. Then you get, like, super symmetry where everything is the same quality so that every room has the same beauty value. Well, actually, we already know that won't be the case because marble has more beauty than slate, so... Yeah. In any case, it should all come together. We're gonna raise a couple of new people, I think. We've got the magic for it. We should be able to revive them. And in the future, that's another reason why I want to really get that arcane forging and such going, because then we can create clothing that will allow us to sustain more magic, which in turn means more zombies. Wonder how many zombies we could actually, or like how big a colony we could get before the game actually starts to just collapse under its own weight. That I do not know, but we've had relatively big colonies in the past, and on relatively large maps, like larger maps than the one we're using right now, so, you know, it's all relative, I think. But anyway, yeah, there we go. The army continues to grow. We'll keep making some more armor for them. Then we'll have everyone in a cool kind of uniform situation here. That'll be great, and we'll just get Dunsig to consume some corpses to regenerate his magic while we're waiting, and also possibly to level up. Miss an extra one there, because we're so close to being able to sustain what we have. Probably don't want to use that corpse explosion, but what do you want to bet I misclick? As I expected. Anyway, so that's kind of, I think that's going to be it for this episode. So until the next time, as always, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button, or maybe leave me a comment down below, especially if it was really obvious that I've been re-recording the audio over a silent film. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video.